We're speaking in English
Yes,
today?
we are.
Hey, bust it. Sorry.
Okay, hi guys. So tonight we're going to try and do a podcast, a bit of a Q&A. So some questions in relation to fitness, anything that's going on in the gym. We're going to see how this one goes. And we're going to do it in English now because we've had a lot of requests for it to be done in the English language. So let's see how it goes. So Negin is the trainer. You introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Negin. I'm one of the trainers that works with him. I have been working with him for about 4 years now. And yeah, I love my job.
Perfect. And then we've got Homa, which runs our studio. So we've got, you can talk us through what you do in there.
Hey, this is Homa. I'm a yoga instructor and aerial hoop instructor. I'm almost working for as a yoga instructor for 3 years and as an aerial hoop instructor for a year.
Beautiful. Nice. Okay, so just general stories, just to get the ice breaking a bit. I asked you guys to think of something funny that happened with a client. So if you've got, so obviously no names, but we can laugh about it. So what do you have?
I mean, I'm sure I have like more than one incident, but like the one at the top of my head, okay. So one time with one of the clients, I was giving her a resistance band, like, you know, those like glute bands. And I was telling her, I'm like, okay, can you please put that above the knees? So she literally just grabbed the band and she like put it on her lap. Like she didn't like put it and she just like put it on her lap. And then she looked at me and then I looked at her, I'm like in your legs. Like it was just like really confusing to me how like that happened. I guess maybe that wasn't that funny, but
No,
it was
that's
so
actually
funny in
funny.
the moment.
Okay, so hold on. Are we doing that again, Kian, or are we good to go? So just demonstrate what happened so people
Okay.
get it.
Okay, so I was like, can you like put the band above your knees? And then she grabbed the band and she was sitting down and she went like, and then I was like, great.
That's just a live demo, so you see what happened. Okay, Homa, do you have anything for us?
Well, for me, all the funny stories like the way the student fall from the hoop. But one thing is so funny for me. The time I was getting trained to become a yoga instructor, the instructor was just like, guys, be comfortable if someone fart at your class. And you have to be like so confident to, manage the class if that happened in your class.
Has that happened to you?
I didn't smell. If it happened,
Well, actually, I know another funny thing that happened with you. So there's a picture that Homa has where she's doing a headstand. Keon's gonna clip this, so you're gonna see it.
Oh, yes. Flip back to the...
Yeah, so you fell in the river. Yeah, we got a video of this.
Yes, I have it. Oh my God.
We're gonna tag that. So she's got
So
a really
after
cool
that,
picture.
I got hurt so bad. So I stopped doing handstand like for 2 years. I was so scared to do it again.
So we're gonna tag the picture and how professional it looks, and then you're gonna see behind the scenes of what happened straight after. Yeah.
Fall down.
Okay, so for me, I used to go to. Well, actually, I'm not going to go into this much detail because then people are going to know who it is. So when I used to train clients, whenever I want to tell them to have their hands out, I tell them to do the Jesus, right? So I had the client laid on the floor, and I said to her that go into the Jesus position. So what I meant was that when she's lying down, she goes like that. So what does she do? So I kind of made her change religion while she was on the floor.
Oh my God. That's
Okay,
really funny.
so Negin, when you're training clients and stuff, people ask a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of the questions you get asked a lot?
I feel like a lot of times, like I get comments like, "What's your diet? Like, how can I look like you?"
So tell us a bit about your diet. How can people look like Negin?
So this is something that I always like explain to them because like I think that like from person to person, like the metabolism's different, everything with the body's different. So for me, I explain to them how like when I started my working out journey, as he knows, like I wanted to gain weight. So the whole process for me was like so different. Like I'm like, listen, like I eat my carbs, I eat like whatever I want kind of, But like for you, like maybe you're supposed to be losing weight and then getting to like something similar of what you think looks like me or whatever. So I think it's really complicated with the fact that they ask for my diet, because my diet usually is not going to work for them. And I think that is like the complication of like where they think like a specific diet is going to get you to that specific look.
Yeah. I mean, a good example of that is for me as well. When I was younger, I'm 37, well, going to be 38 next month. Hint, hint for the presents. Joking. So when I used to be younger, like 18, 19, I used to play football. I used to eat like 2 pizzas a night. I'd have 4 or 5 burgers a night and nothing had happened. Like I was on like 6.5% body fat. But now, if I do that, I'm just going to be really, really overweight. Like I put weight on quick. I can do that once or twice a week still because I burn a lot of calories throughout the day. But I'm nowhere near what I used to be when I was younger. So as you say, the metabolism stuff, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Homa? What question
So
do you
I
get?
have the same kind of problem with my client. First of all, it's just like the most question they have is like it's not a question, it's just kind of like an excuse. They're like, I'm not flexible to do yoga. You coming to the class to be flexible. You don't need to be flexible to do yoga. You're actually coming to become flexible. And then one of the weird question like they're asking me, it's like, how many classes I should take to be able to do headstand or do middle split? It's like depend on your body and how much effort you're putting on that, practice you're doing, how often you're coming to the class. Otherwise, I cannot tell you. Like, let's say if I say 5 classes and then you come for the classes every month. So it won't work. Like, it depends on the situation.
So the moves that Homa said, Keon's going to tag pictures of so people know what a middle split and all this stuff is.
Yeah. And
So
also
a good point Homa mentioned as well is, and we get this in our classes, I'll get a lot of phone calls about people asking for the gym and they're like, I don't want people to see me, or they don't feel comfortable, or they're like, I'm not fit enough to do these moves. A good point is you're coming to these classes to fix those problems.
And actually, you know what? It's like we judge ourselves and we think we're going to the class and people are looking at us. But the reality is like everyone is so, into it themselves to do the move. No one even notice what you're doing.
Yeah, everyone's looking at themselves.
Because it's hard. That they think it's an easy class. But when they come in, they don't have time to look at the other people.
Nice. Okay, so next. How do you motivate clients?
I think it varies person to person. Like some people like it when like you're harsh on them. And I remember when I started working out, I trained with you, and like you would like fine me like if I like did something that I wasn't supposed to do or whatever. But some people actually get discouraged when you do that with them. So I think it really depends, like client to client. Sometimes I'm like harder on them. I like push them or like fine them. With other people, like I take it slow. I feel like that motivates them. Like when they feel comfortable that they can actually do a move, it encourages them to like continue.
What advice would you give to people that want to be motivated to come to the gym? So they find it hard to come and even train 2-3 times a week. If you need time to think about it, I can ask the previous question of Homa. You have a little gander on that?
I will ask them to just have that discipline to come to gym, even if you don't want to practice. If you're not ready, push yourself to just come to the gym. Like, let's say I'm going to go at 5 p.m. every day. So go, even if you don't want to practice, stay there for 15 minutes and then leave. You're going to go there and then you're going to get used to it and you will enjoy that feeling. You're actually spending time to go there. And then later you're like, I'm here. So what about if I practice for half an hour? Like, don't be hard on yourself and don't never be like, I'm going to start it from January. I'm going to start it, from next week. Do it today. Just go there, even if you don't want to exercise. Do something to start it, and then everything just going to go the way it's supposed to be.
I like that. Did you think of anything?
Yeah. I think that for like an initial motivation, it's important to have like a goal. maybe for me it was to like gain weight. Maybe like you went through a heartbreak. Maybe like you just need like an initial goal, and then what comes after that, a lot of days you're gonna feel unmotivated, but it's that discipline that's gonna push you. And like Homa said, like after a while it just becomes like a lifestyle. It's like it becomes something that you just want to do daily. Like if you don't do it, you feel like, oh, like there's something missing, you know?
So an angle, I'm going to put my input in as well. So, and plus, this is for people to know these aren't wrong. These are just how each of us look at it. So the way I approach training is how I would approach life. So for example, a good example, and I'm not going to bring names, but I had a new client here, and the way he trained was crazy. So this guy's over 40, and he kills himself when he trains. Automatically, and you know who I'm talking about, I see this guy and I'm like, this guy's a successful guy. Because of the way he attacks his training shows the way he attacks life, right? And he was. Like when I saw his lifestyle, I thought, wow, this is a guy I look up to as well, right? So for people that want to start training, remember that this also is a show of your character. You know what I mean? And you know this in therapy, the first thing they tell you is have a routine, have an exercise routine or whatever, because it does actually cause a good little like effect in your life. Because if you're able to go and achieve what you want to achieve in your body, or even goal-wise, fitness-wise, or whatever, it shows you can go out there and achieve anything you want, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, another question you get asked.
What?
Is there anything you don't like about, like, let's say, is there any question you don't like that the people ask you, or like you're facing something, they pass the information to you, but you know that information is wrong? It's a wrong general idea about, let's say, working out.
How long before I get a six-pack?
Definitely.
That's that question. It's so like there's no timeline you can put on this stuff.
Yeah.
And plus, the other question is somebody that trains and ends up getting a six-pack will never leave the gym, right? So I don't know why they asked that question, because this is a long-term thing. Are you okay, Kian? Our cameraman is laying on the floor. I was just making sure he's alive. Okay, next.
I would say like I hear this a lot from the girls too. If I drink a protein shake, or like if I have too much protein, am I gonna get really big? And then I'm like, girl, you wish. It was that easy.
Hey, if people look at my pictures from when I was 18, 19, oh my God. Like, I was like a twig. And I was eating, like drinking protein 3 times a day. I was having a full chicken every day. And I just couldn't get out of that phase. And then like when I get people coming and telling me, oh, like, do you know, like I actually think they think that when they do this, they'll have the protein shake in the morning, they're going to get up and be like, Negin, what have you done? But with advice on that, sorry to jump in, but for people that do go on protein and stuff, your body gradually starts to show you. So it's not as if like you're going to get up one morning and you've turned into the Incredible Hulk. You might start seeing some size differences. And then at that point, if you don't enjoy it, you can either tone it down. And it's so easy to lose that size as well. It's not like it's going to take months. It can be a matter of a couple of weeks. Yeah. It's easy to lose that.
For me, it's like the way people talk about hot yoga, the general idea they have, like they think because they're going there and it's hot, they're burning more calories, which is wrong. You guys are just losing water.
Yeah.
And they think they're going to become more flexible. No, honey. Because you are in the hot room, you feel more flexible. As soon as you get out of the situation, it's gone.
Okay, that's a good thing to know.
Good to know.
Yeah, because you get that in exercise as well, where someone thinks because they're sweating a lot that they're losing a lot of weight. That's just, all bodies are different in that again, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're losing fat. I mean, if you watch me when I play football, I'm like a shower, but I don't have that much fat. Okay, any other questions? So a good question is philosophy,
Sure.
right? So what's your training philosophy? So I'll answer the question
Please,
first. So
yeah,
you guys...
I need to understand what you mean
so
by
philosophy, basically a structure that you believe in. So for me, you guys see it in my training style, and I'm guessing you'll be similar to me, is I'm a big believer in mixing weights, cardio, and abs all in one session. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, it's not close. But did you get that? Yeah. So I'm a big believer in that. I believe that you have to do cardio, you have to do weight training, you obviously have to do your abs. Now the mixes that I do on that, we can go into more detail later. But that's one of my philosophies, and I also like it to be sports performance based. So any client of mine that you get won't only look good; they'll be able to perform as well in
Right.
any sport they go in, because we try and add balance in there. So that's an important thing for me, that it's just not all looks,
Right.
performance based.
Okay, I actually have one. I guess this is more about my own like training, because it's like this is like really goal specific, so like it depends. But like for me, like I wanted to like grow my glutes. So one thing that I do is that I try to like stick to certain exercises for my glutes, so I'm not like changing it up so much. And then basically what I do is I try to just go heavier with the weight with those exercises. Maybe obviously like do a little bit of like difference like here and there in that exercise, just like spice it up. But like I like stick to certain exercises for my glute days, and then I try to just like go heavier on the weight. Like I find that to be like more effective than like, you know, changing it up so much.
Okay. Just a question. When would you start changing it up for a client?
I would say when they have already like they kind of like plateaued, like they like they don't see change anymore.
Perfect.
Like-
That's actually really good. Another thing as well, I was speaking to Sarana about this. She was supposed to be here with us tonight, but something came up. Another time you could change that is that, like I always say this to clients as well, when you're getting results from one training style, stick to it. But sometimes they get bored. That's the only time I change it up for them, is just to have a bit of a difference for them. But like for me personally, if I'm doing one thing and it's working, I'm going to stick to it, because for me, the boredom bit isn't even an issue.
Yeah.
It's a job,
Yeah.
right? But for some people, they need that change up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we do that.
I
but-
mean, a lot of the clients I also notice like they don't have like that specific goal of like, oh, like I want my butt to be like really big. Like they're like, oh, I want to tone it, I want to shape it. So in that case, yeah, like I just give them different stuff. But since I want to just like get to the result the fastest way, this is like what I do that
Yeah.
I find most effective.
So you guys like have more experience because you guys working as an instructor for many years. For me, it's my first year. I'm just, you know, trying to understand which way is working. Let's say for hoop class, I was really like, you know, going slow, and then I didn't want to push them. And then I became to that point, no, I have to be more serious at the class, because they're taking it as a joke. And then when they're not doing the move, they're getting, you know, disappointed. So I feel like I need to make that foundation and be more serious and push them to do those movements. And for that one, that the second question for yoga class, I have that fear always, they're getting bored. However, for yoga, you always have to have a foundation, a routine. They have to do it. And what I'm doing right now, it's like I'm every time, let's say if you have a practice for shoulder and back, I'm doing a routine for half an hour, but I'm adding more different position. They're not getting bored, and it become a new sequence for the student. But I know that there is always you're supposed to have a foundation for what you're doing. I don't know if it's the same for what you guys doing, but for the yoga
I have
class,
a quote for that, and you're going to quote me on this, Mr. Kian. There's only so many ways you can brush your teeth.
like let's say you want to do a middle split.
There's only, no, but that's the point, right? So if you're wanting your teeth clean, there's only so many ways you can brush it. Up and down. Yeah.
I just like, it's something people sometimes do not understand it. Like you have to have a routine to get to that point to do the stuff. And most of the people give up at the middle of, working out, going to yoga class because they think it's boring. But that's the point. Actually, if you push yourself, you will see the result.
So I've been trying this really hard for you. I've been telling a lot of the guys to come and do yoga. So for bodybuilders, is yoga a good exercise?
Of course it is. Like some people think, I'm doing workout, I don't need to do yoga. Yoga is a different things. Like like let's say there's a different food, like you cannot say hamburger is the same as kebab, right? They both are meat, but they are different. So when you do yoga, it works on your flexibility, your joint, your muscle. It helps you to build a strong to do the moves, and also mentally it helps you so much to be more, I don't know, peaceful, and just it's like a magic. I cannot explain it with the word.
Namaste.
Yeah, but when people do yoga for a long time, they will get the result. They cannot let it go.
Okay. Hey, save these quotes, Kian, because these only come around once in a blue moon. There was another one I said you got a video of me once, remember?
Oh yeah.
We need to remember
You
that
said
one.
if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yeah. Psh. Again. Actually, do you want me to do that again so you can caption me? I've got another one for you guys.
All right, wise guy.
If it sounds too good to be true, it is.
It is.
It is. She quoted me on a video on that. It looked quite cool. Okay.
He said that. I was like, wow.
She was like, she quickly wrote it down on her phone to post it. Also,
Remind me the joke he said at the car for the dinosaur.
That is, we got to keep this PG, right?
Yeah.
Kian is not
no,
letting
no.
us.
It's not even that. It was a silly joke.
Silly joke.
But I got another one for you though. What happens if someone catches a cold in their ass?
What?
When they sneeze, they go hot. Anyone that knows me, I got some terrible dad jokes.
Oh my God, I guess.
Hey, that's actually part of my philosophy as well. Enjoy what you do. So
Yeah. Agreed.
yeah. Okay, so another question.
I love how you guys keep asking questions and I can't come up with any at the moment right now.
What is the 3 words always you're using? I don't know.
I don't know.
Idea.
IDK?
Yeah.
Actually, I do. Maybe I have a question. I do have a question, actually.
Go on.
I feel like when clients, when they come to you as a trainer or an instructor, they really look up to you and the way you look. So my question to you guys is, how happy are you with your body and the way you look? And do you think you are where you want to be?
I am not. I have been
Really?
chasing my dream body for, it will be 19 years now. I'm going to get
I
there one
love
day.
myself.
No, that's good.
I look at myself at the mirror and I'm like, Googly, خوشگل. خوشگل means beautiful. I give myself so much credit and I'm like, yeah, where's that
So I think
stupid
this is
man? Why he's not finding me?
this
I'm
is
so
the-
pretty.
This is the difference between yoga and the fitness and weight industry. They're at peace with themselves. We're after problems. And I mean, I know this. I always say this to my clients as well, is that once you start this journey, it's a long one. I mean, it's a never-ending one. Because I've had clients that tell me, okay, I want a six-pack. They got six-packs now and they want something else on the back. They want good arms, they get good arms. They want something else on the shoulders. It's a never-ending story.
Well, I think I have them all. Look at this part.
I'm going to have to kick her out soon.
But honestly, it's really important if you are an instructor, you look good, have a good body. For me, if I go to the class and see the instructor is kind of overweight, it just I don't feel good. If they are kind of master of something you're going and you see the age is kind of the middle age, that makes sense.
No, fuck that. They have to have a good
But
body.
no,
I don't agree with that.
you can use the information and experience they have. They can cue you.
They're not gonna.
But if they're young, you going to the gym to work out with someone, that's such a turn
I'm
off
sorry,
for me.
but I would never get advice from an unhealthy person. Somebody, it doesn't matter what age they are, because I know a 96-year-old man that's he still carries watermelons every day when he goes shopping and whatever, and he's physically fit. If you're the master of whatever, then you should be the master of your life and eat properly and look good and be exercising and whatever. So I don't see somebody that does that, for example, is overweight, giving advice to someone how to get a six-pack when he can have one himself. I just don't agree with that.
No,
And
it's
again-
not for that.
and
For
this is
yoga,
something I
it's
was-
different things. Like, let's say I go for arm balance. You know
Right.
the technique, like she doesn't have a good body, like a really fit body, but she can stand on her hand for, let's say, a couple minutes.
Still not going to help her heart.
So, no, I mean, like
And
I need
also
the
another
technique,
thing
I need the
I'd like to
experience.
mention, and I don't think I'm going to get too many. Well, I might get some haters on this, but like the confidence you have is good confidence up until a certain point, because you'll get some people. I mean, I've had clients that are overweight, and then they come to me, and then when I'm talking to them about losing the weight or whatever, they're like, "I'm not fat." But yeah, you are, right? And this is something that they're starting to do with kids in school, and this is going to be a complete different topic. But right now, they're teaching kids being overweight is okay. No, it's not. You're teaching someone to be unhealthy. Yeah, I'm not saying go kill yourself because you're overweight or be upset, but do something about it. Don't tell them to be comfortable about it. This is, like, in my opinion, the most important thing. I'm not saying that that kid has to have a six-pack or has to be muscly, but he has to be healthy or she has to be healthy. You know what I mean? So that
Yeah, sometimes
confidence-
also parents forget about that. Like when they are younger, you have more chance to push them to be more healthy and have a good
I mean,
body.
I'm not going to comment on parents because I've never been a parent, so I don't know the challenges involved with that. But most of the parents that I've seen,
No, I see. I have friends. They're giving so much food to their kids, and they always worry about like eat like like she's a kid. Like let her. You know, if she's hungry, she's gonna come to you. If he's hungry, he's gonna come to you. Don't push the kids to eat.
yeah, the risk with that is they might end up eating the mom or dad one day. That's not going to be good. Okay, next question. We're going to move on. Any other questions next?
Sure. Unless you guys have.
No,
I don't wanna-
continue. This is good. This is good.
I would ask, I guess this is a question that like clients want to know. How often do you recommend exercise? I mean, weight training for us and then like yoga instruction.
So you start with the answer yourself and then pass it on.
Well, I think that at least 3 times a week would be necessary.
How many gaps? How many rests?
Okay. That is really complicated because like I think me and you both had a period, or you still have that period where like you don't have any rest days, because technically like if you're on bro splits, like your muscle is like resting on the days that you're not working on it, right?
I'm on my newly designed Ironman program.
Oh, yeah,
I will
you
be
are.
advertising that soon, but not yet.
Yeah, right. But I really do also think that it depends on like your program. Like obviously, like if you did legs yesterday and like you're sore, like please don't do legs again. Like that's gonna do like the opposite effect. But yeah, I would say 3 times a week at least, and then also based on your goals. At the moment, I work out 4 times a week, so I actually reduced how often I work out. I used to do like 6 to 7 times. So
Doesn't have anything to do with your exam?
no,
Okay, just asking.
it has to do with my body goals. But yeah.
Okay.
Well, I would say 3 times a week, at least every other days for yoga and aerial hoop. For hoop, I would recommend twice a week. I think is good because it's like really hard exercise, not easy. But for myself, so yoga is different. I have to cue my student, like I'm doing it. Like let's say for each class I have, I'm actually practicing with the student as well. So I'm doing it every day, but I don't look at it as my own practice. I do my own practice 3 times a week. And then I'm doing it like I'm working on specific stuff like the techniques and like the hard poses. And it's kind of different. I don't know. For me, it's a little different of the way you guys doing it.
Okay, so I agree with the minimum of 3 times a week. For the people that need motivation or whatever, I'd always obviously recommend a split of 1 day off, 1 day on. And definitely do, for example, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday and set it in stone. That way it's part of your program. So it's not, you don't know what day you're going to train, but I will do 3 days this week. That ends up you doing 1 or 2 days and then not doing your 3 days. So for the people that want to have a bit more structure or want to be motivated, do 3 days a week, but set it in stone. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 o'clock, for example. That way you're forced to do it. And it's part of your routine. So if anyone ever asks you, what are you doing Wednesday evening? I got my gym that I'm coming to do.
Having discipline.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Well, I don't have
Okay, a few more.
question.
So how this one will be for Negin.
Oh, I'm gonna
Okay.
ask a question. So because you are an instructor, how important is for you when you're dating someone, your partner also exercise and have a good body? Is it like one of the things that are important to you?
Very. Now, again, my personal life, people are going to shortly start to know about it. But now I truly believe that it's very important that both work out.
I agree.
And I see live examples here where I know there's some couples that are having problems. But now that they're both training, complete difference. I also see couples where one's training and one isn't. And there's big differences. I mean, you know who I'm talking about, but there's a lot of them. And it makes a massive difference because for me, whenever I have a hard time, I either get on the bags or I do weights, and it really helps. I mean, it helps just either brings the emotions up and you deal with it right there and then, or it just helps you release some of the stress to get on with
And
your
also,
life.
I'm like, Habibi, you're getting this. What you're offering me. Like, why should I go with someone has a big belly like when I'm exercising every single day? You know what I mean? Like, it pissed me off. Like, I have a routine. I have a discipline. Like, I want to look good. You better work on your discipline and your, look as well. Kind of like, I don't know how to explain
Now, if I
it.
had her level of confidence, I'd be running the US or something by now, to be honest. Go on next.
So you're not good as I am. That's why you don't have it.
Pass the mic on.
Yeah, I definitely. I think one thing that attracts me is like if the guy also exercises. Okay, honestly, like I'm not that type of person that's like, oh, like I will only go for you if you have a six pack. I'm gonna come clean with that, but just exercise, like, cause like that is something that's like a big part of my life. If you're taking care of yourself, if like, exercise is a part of your life, then like I'm more interested in you for sure. If you don't exercise, it's kind of like a turn off for me. So it's
And for people not to get the wrong message, when I say that it's important for them to work out, I don't mean that they have to have a supermodel body or
Yeah.
they have to be shredded. The most important thing is the actual health benefits.
Yeah.
Because once you get older, I mean, we see it in our parents and our elders that we see. The ones that exercise have less problems. You know what I mean? You don't want every 2 minutes wanting to get up be a 10, 15-minute process of you being able to get up or even reach your shoe. It's the health benefits. So you're both living a healthy life and you live longer. Touch
And
wood.
also, it's like you don't need to babysit that person when they have something happen in their life, they can handle it. They become more stronger. And I don't know. For me, like I personally noticed that like someone who's going to gym every day, they can deal with the problems. They are stronger people in general. That's why it's really important for me. Like if the guy's not going, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I have to be a mom and take care of him. Like I don't like that feeling.
Mr. Kian, if you think of any questions, please let us know from back there. Because you usually ask some good questions.
I think Kian is just like, can I go home?
Me and Kian basically live here. If me and him leave this gym one day, you're gonna hear our voice. Me and him are literally molds here, right? So if we leave the gym, you'll still hear our voice echoing off the walls. Like you'll feel our presence. In the mornings when I come and open the gym door, I want to say
Don't
hi,
tell me
Kian,
he's
but
already
he's not
here.
there. You know what I mean?
that would have been so creepy. Like if Kian's here before you, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, he's holding the door for me. Hold the door.
I swear, like I come in, I don't see Kian. I'm like, where's Kian? I feel like one
Yeah.
piece of the gym equipment is not here right now.
No,
Like,
there
he's
was
like a part
one
of
day he
the gym.
didn't come in because his parents wanted to actually see him. Because his family don't see
You
him
have
and
a
they live in the same house. And then that day that Kian wasn't here, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. I was like,
I know he's a big guy, but he's like my son. And then sometimes when I'm so annoyed and I'm like pissing off,
just
walking
cannot
around and
see him
saying
as
this
your
stuff,
son.
and he's like, oh my God, those phrases you're using is exactly the same as what I'm hearing at home
now
when
on,
my
you're
mom
gonna-
is pissed off.
you're calling home a mommy.
Stop it.
Okay, next question. pet peeves or something that you hate that happens in the gym or whatever. Like, I don't know. For example, I hate it when people slam weights. Not because it makes a loud noise. I just think if the weight's too heavy and you can't lift it, well, you're looking at Keon then.
No, the camera.
Oh,
The
yeah.
camera.
So,
Oh,
for
you
example,
mother-
one of my pet peeves is people slamming weights. My second one is people not putting their weights away. Mm-hmm. Hint, hint. Water bottle. Oh, this is the worst one. Ever since. Well, this is actually
Because those are for free.
yeah. Let
Mr.
me start
Abbas.
the story.
If you charge them, I swear they're gonna look for the water and they're like, "This one is mine. Sorry, which one is yours?" And
Well,
then they would take
this
care
is
of
actually,
that.
This is actually a sad story, and I'd like you to put a sad song on this as I'm explaining the Kiam with some rain and stuff. But in the beginning, I started with big hopes of in the beginning. I actually thought that I could make money with the water, and I thought it could support the gym. So I started investing money, and at the end of every month, I saw I was losing money, and there was no water in the fridge. I'd end up buying 300 bottles, and then at the end of the month, there were no bottles, and I was paying out of pocket. So I thought, okay, we'll make a system where they just pay for what they're using, and I don't make any profit on this. So I said, you give $5 a month. You can have as much water as you want, as long as I can fill that fridge up and I'm not paying out of pocket. What's happened now is I'm still paying out of pocket. And there's water bottles everywhere. So someone will take a bottle, drink the top, and just leave it on the side.
Yeah.
So what I do for this not to get wasted is you've seen next to the windowsill, I put all the bottles there and then I feed the plants with it. So my plants get expensive water.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd put that out there. I needed to get that out of my chest, and I feel so much better right now.
I hope everyone's hearing this right now. Pay your $5. Thank you.
And I swear I'm not making any. It costs $5 for 24 bottles. Pay
Yeah.
5, use 40. I don't care as
The
long as
water is not free.
water. Okay, go on, Kian.
You can tell it.
I will.
But it's about the muscle. When they work out on a strength training, they burn more calories in compared to.
Okay, yeah. So this I know what he's talking about. So there
We
was a
had this
question
discussion.
asked: which one burns more calories, weight training or cardio? And
I remember
I-
you gave a very nice answer, but I don't remember what exactly the
So
very nice.
I will answer this question. So basically, they both burn a lot of calories. The only difference being that when you're doing your cardio, it's burning it instantly, and then after you finish, whilst your body's still in like a hyper state, it's still kind of burning calories, but then it burns out really quick. I'm gonna end up swallowing this. It's getting very close, and I'm very uncomfortable. The weight training, the good thing about that is when you're building muscle and you're taking your muscle to hypertrophy, so you've done a good session, you're constantly burning calories throughout the recovery time of your muscle. So they're both beneficial in their own ways. So it's not one works better than the other. You might get the same result doing cardio as you would do a weight training. They're different in the process that they're burning the calories. Hence why my philosophy is that you can mix the both together. So you do your cardio and your weight training together. And again, this is for people that are not competing. So I don't want bodybuilders saying to me, oh, that's not going to work or whatever. I'm just talking about people that want to lose weight and look good. Not full on people that are competing, different story.
I hear that like a lot of people told me like, are we actually burning calories if we're coming to yoga class? And then I was so
I
like,
can answer that question. I saw one of our, I'm not going to name, 600 calories in how many was it?
1 hour class.
1 hour. 600 calories.
And also the people come to me and they're like, you know,
Say that
yoga.
again.
Damn.
Some people comes to me and some people come to me. Sorry, my first language is not English. I was so
You're doing
uncomfortable to do
fantastic.
that. So some people ask me like, why we should come to yoga class. Yoga class is boring for us. You going to the wrong yoga class. There is different type of yoga. Go to Ashtanga yoga and you won't be able to breathe. It's
Here at
fucking
Dr.
fast.
Progress,
Like,
we do Ashtanga yoga 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 5:30 to 6:30 p.m.
it's 67.
6 to 7.
Whatever, like they don't know what type of yoga they have been trying, and based off like what the general idea they have about yoga, they think that's the right thing to say, or like that's all. No, you went to the wrong class.
As the owner of Dr. Progress, I don't know the schedule. Shared.
So whatever, like you tell me what you want, and then I will show you how to do it.
Do you know that song by Victoria? Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want.
And so for aerial hoop, I would
Sorry,
say,
I'm just getting some songs in there for your content.
yeah, I love aerial hoop, first of all. So I love everyone comes to that class, and
I like turtles. You seen that video? That's the way she said it. I like aerial hoop. I like turtles. Of course you like aerial hoop. You're the flipping
no,
trainer.
I was just trying to say that, like, at least if you think it's hard, try it once, because
Yeah, that was actually a question I was gonna ask you. Good job you brought that up. A lot of people that call me and they want to come and do the aerial hoop part. They even inquire. They're like, "But I'm not strong enough, so I'm not gonna do it," and that stresses her out. I know that.
yeah, like I'm gonna start with some movement. You can do it by like working on your technique, and as soon as they recognize that, you know, it's not as hard as they think
So
it is.
they don't need to be strong to do it.
No, they
There you
don't.
go.
They don't need to do like. Some people ask me like, I don't have any background. You don't need anything. Just come to the class, try it, and see you like it or you don't like it. If you like it, you're gonna, you know, spend time to go through the process and learn more. And then one thing about aerial hoop I really like it is just like when you come to the class, you're present. You're so scared, you focus on what you're doing. You have no time to think about those things, you know, like comes to your mind and make you nervous. Like you are focusing on the class, and it's just your time. It's just the quality time you have it for your own self.
Here at Dr. Progress, we do aerial hoop on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., I hope. Wednesday mornings, 7:30 to 8:30. Thursdays, 6:30 to 7:30, and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Now correct me.
Please don't follow what he said. Just, I'm gonna post the class time on my
Ashtanga yoga timetable.
Instagram. No, Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, Instagram account.
Okay, so Negin, actually, based on what Homa was saying, the fact that she's saying you're present in the class. Now, this is a big thing for a lot of people that are going through a lot of shit, or they've got a stress. Like when you're doing it, so for me, like for example, when I do football, it's a great form of therapy because I don't get time to think about anything else. So I'm constantly having to focus on my next move or who I'm passing to and whatever, right? So right now you're going through a stressful time with your exams and you just did an aerial class. Explain the feeling. Was that true? Like,
Yeah, like that's why I was like nodding my head, because I was literally thinking about how during that period, all I was thinking about was like, please don't fall, like, or like, I gotta do this now, or like I gotta hold myself like this now. Like, what's the next step? Like, it's just like like I don't know. If you're doing a bicep curl, it could be easy to zone out. I know people do that, but like if you're holding on to your life, like at this point, like all you gotta do is focus. You know?
yeah, because I've seen Aravan fall off there. I'm gonna bring her name because she's cool with this. We were stood talking once, and I literally heard something like, literally, you know, like. Play-Doh when it splats on the floor. I heard the noise, turned around, and Argavan just got up and went, "I'm okay." But like she fell and she fell hard.
Yeah, but it was very interesting because like I don't know, it made me feel like, you know, like I'm capable, and then it was really like, it was like a cool experience.
I love you, Argavan.
It was
by the
very
way.
painful, but at the same time like very satisfying. Like I don't know how to explain the feeling. And then I was sweating a lot. Like I was not expecting myself to be sweating so much. Like at the end of it, I was tired. I felt like I had like a full-on workout.
Yeah, it's a full workout, and it
Which
works
was nice.
on every part of your body and all the small muscles.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it so much. I'm recommending it. Just come to the class once. If you didn't like it, then don't come anymore.
Yeah, honestly, it was my first time coming, but every time I would hear like the clients, like they loved this class, and like now I really know why. You should definitely try it out.
Okay, so we're gonna start closing this up now as well. So if anybody watches this, let us know some of the questions you want us to answer. We'll try and do this more regular aside from the podcast. So we'll make it more of a Q&A so we can get as much details as we can out there for people if they like what we say anyway. I don't know if anyone
Yeah.
watches. I know my mom and dad watches it. But if we get actual like customers watching or anyone that wants to go along with it, we can give some good detail, I hope. So write your questions and we'll answer them from then on.
Yeah,
And-
Q&A would be really cool. So.
yeah, it would be good. So we can organize days throughout the week where we'll sit down, do a quick half an hour just to get through people's questions. And then we do the actual podcast on Thursday. But this one can go up as a podcast, right? Yeah.
I have a question.
Quickly.
Can I go home?
Right now? Fuck off. Go on. Fucking do one. You want to go and all, don't you?
What time is it?
9.
Up.
9:05.
Okay.
We got an Iranian saying that they sold me like a cucumber.
Iranian say?
Yeah. مثل خيار فروختی منو. So yeah, cucumbers aren't that expensive, so they can let you go that easy. Okay, that's three quotes I said today. The wise one, maybe a
You're
halo.
just dissing at this point,
Yeah.
but
Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
No, you don't need to do nothing.
Okay.